Well, good morning, my beautiful people, man. It's your boy Big Ghost Rider here, man. You know what I'm saying? We still out here, man. The We the People tour. If you guys didn't know, we've been on tour for a minute now, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been crossing states across America, man, bringing people this content, man. You know what I'm saying? This news and political analysis. If you guys are in the stream, I ask if on the cell phone, y'all double tap the screen, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell as well, guys. It's day number 106. We got about 17 more days. We're going to be outside until then, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the end of the tour, I'm going to end the tour if you guys don't know. I'm just take a second in New York City. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to be coming real soon next month. And then after that, I have 2 vlogs to release. The first vlog I have to release is We the People 10. That's going to be the end of the tour, the 10th video. You know what I'm saying? All the videos under playlist. So you guys, when y'all get a second, make sure you go check them out. I appreciate the support. Like it, comment, all that good stuff. And then on around Thanksgiving time, actually on Thanksgiving Day, Chasing Sunsets and Chasing Peace will be released. During that time, I'll do 4 or 5 live streams, but it will be indoor. So it'll still look like it's like on a little tour, you know what I'm saying? But it's just gonna be live streams though to help promote that vlog. And then after that vlog and Thanksgiving, it's just back to regular scheduling for Legal Wars Live. I'll be doing 2 live streams indoors on Tuesdays and Thursdays. As you guys come into the stream, I ask that y'all like the video, double tap the screen. If you're on a cell phone, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. Y'all jump down in the comments, man. Y'all say good morning, say hello, say what's up, say how y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? This morning, we're going to be talking about the Democrats, you know. I think it's important to stay balanced. There's 2 parties in America, and the Democrats are the other party. We're talking about it today. I want to say that this is not the last stand for the progressives, but this is definitely the progressives' opportunity. And I'm going to tell you what I mean right now, guys. Someone said I am attempting to pit a civil war with the Democrats. But these are people who cannot obviously see clearly. In politics, it's a competition. It's a combat sport, guys, okay? And the complaint of many Americans is that the Democrats, which is the party of same-sex marriages, the party of letting women become president, that the Democrats have gone too European and felt completely out of touch with the common man. I'm saying just as you could say the Republicans are out of touch with the common man, they more or less help the rich or the businesses. then that's what people's take on other Democrats were too, that they were too focused on spreading civil liberties and justice messages, and lost their will to be tough and fight, spending the better part of 4 years trying to get President Trump locked up or whatever, but they lost. And this is the reason why California Governor Gavin Newsom is starting to emerge as a common sense pick to lead the Democrats in the 2028. I mean, it'll be him and Kamala, right? Well, it's because Governor Newsom is a fighter and is coming across as though he is ready and willing to counterpunch with President Trump at any time and at any place. While Governor Newsom has become the early heir apparent for the Democrats, Senator Sanders and AOC are over here in New England with a completely new mission to completely take over the Democratic Party. As you guys come into the live stream, I ask that y'all double tap the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell, guys. Senator Sanders has been recruiting and training progressives to challenge establishment Democrats all over America. I haven't started the Civil War. I'm just telling you guys that the takeover attempt by Senator Sanders has begun. He has teamed up with political organizations and that has over 1,000 progressives, independents, and Democrats running for congressional seats all across the country. Guys, this is huge. I'm saying this is beyond a movement. It is really a creation of a third party by the most popular of the Democrats. And I said this Monday, but I'll say it again. After the Dems got demoralized by President Trump and people were saying that they didn't have a message and that they were through, the fighting oligarchy tour kicked off, and Bernie Sanders and AOC reminded Democrats that they were rock stars. The most brilliant of ideas, during which time over 5,000 young, bright progressives signed up with Senator Sanders. So while Senator Sanders and AOC was drawing 80,000 people crowds in Los Angeles, they just weren't out there being pretty. They was doing the work. They was collecting names. They was starting a movement. And they got 5,000 signatures of young progressives who said that they would run for political office all across America. Bernie Sanders' populist message of tax the rich has galvanized youth everywhere. It has for a while. And the progressives were saying it was their turn to take over the Democratic Party after being ignored and put off for years. Guys, y'all seen Y'all seen Bernie Sanders. He ran for president a couple of times, man. You know what I'm saying? If you guys know the story of what was going on behind the scenes, you know. But the establishment blocked him. You ask him, that's his story. The establishment has blocked AOC. Has a blocked progressives feeling or thinking that progressives, I guess, are too far left for America. What do y'all think? Do you guys think that the progressive policies are too far left? Y'all jump down in the comments. You know what I'm saying? VP Harris, who self-described herself as a capitalist, along with Governor Newsom and Governor Shapiro and Governor Beshear. I mean, unless AOC decides that she is ready to run in 2028, then I would say the Democratic voices would be so loud in support of the new queen of the party that she would have to be on a ticket. If not at the top, as the VP, and if she wasn't on the ticket, she would definitely serve. And any new Democratic cabinet, it's her time. That's what a lot of people thinking, man. You know what I'm saying? For a long time, like if you ask me, like as I would say, conservative on many moral and social issues, Like, could I see myself, even on economic issues, could I see myself completely agreeing with Mamdani? Nah, I don't see that. Can I say that he is kind of left? Yes, I do see that he is kind of left, probably left of America. But what I would say is, even though he's kind of left, it's just like when President Obama's president, or if the Democrats win and president in 2026 next year, you know what I'm saying? How Governor Newsom saying they trying to make President Trump be a lame duck president. I'm saying, like, you gonna have the other side that opposes you. So even if a progressive was to win that position, I'm saying, like, he's not going to just be able to enact a bunch of leftist policies. I'm not sure that I think that a progressive would be a bad president, even though I don't all the way agree with their policies. And what I think is a lot of Americans feel that way, and Americans are willing to explore other options, guys. That's just the bottom line. Senator Sanders wasn't just happy with his protege becoming president, VP, or Secretary of State. He wants progressives to have a much larger slice of the Democratic Party as well. But you're talking about you're talking about 1,000 candidates across the country that are running against other Democrats. Bro, I'm saying that is, if they were, however they're running, and he's training and providing support, that is a political party. But you know what I'm saying? Many people say, like, what about Senator Sanders starting a third party? A lot of these candidates running as independent, but a lot of them does what he does. They attach on with the Democratic Party. He's saying it's too difficult and too hard to start a third party. So what they gonna do? They're going to attempt to take over the Democratic Party, guys. This is serious. New York City, America's largest city, is up first. And progressive darling, Zoran Mamdani, is up first. And what might be the biggest race of Senator Sanders and AOC's political life, if you guys are asleep, you need to wake up. Because this big, guys, if you a Democrat, pay attention. Senator Sanders is still yelling tax the rich, and the poor people and the progressives are loving every second of it they have for a very long time. Guys, one more time before we jump into the news and analysis, I ask that you'll like the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit that notification bell. Also, guys, everyone is welcome in this stream. I just ask that you guys be respectful to others, Republicans, Independents, and Democrats. Jump down in the comments and let your voices be heard. There's one last thing. We do have to pay the bills. I don't have any sponsors, not taking money from any party, just people like you guys. So if you guys do want to donate, super chat, super stickers, super thanks, start at 99 cents. If you want to start a conversation, just hit the button with the $sign in it. Your donations are much appreciated. So this information story we are starting with comes from Fox News. Yes, sir, baby. You know what I'm saying? That led the conservatives, are definitely pay attention to what's going on in New York City. You got to know who your opponent is, man. That's only wise to do that, man. So Fox News, October 27, progressive stars. That's how Fox is describing AOC. That's how the conservatives look at AOC, because what else you gonna call her? You know what I'm saying? Think about that, bro. Just think about it. Who your politician is. You just name your politician. You name your favorite politician. Whoever, Republican, Democrat, it don't matter. And say your politician, they're going to do a rally. And so say they go to a rally and they do a rally. And when they do a rally, how many people you think could show up for a regular politician? Let's say like Chuck Schumer. Let's do Speaker Johnson. You know what I'm saying? The Speaker of the House. I'm saying if he doing a rally, whatever kind of rally it is, and he the only speaker there, how many people you think gonna show up? That's what I'm saying. So you know with AOC and with Bernie, bro, you doing over 10,000 easy all the time. Easy all the time. So for Fox News to call them stars, that's accurate. That's what they are. You know what I'm saying? They teamed up with New York City mayoral candidate Zoran Mamdani on Sunday night for a New York is not for sale rally at Forest Hills Stadium in Queens, New York City. Man, that's a progressive, like the progressive has set up over here on the East Coast, guys. If you do not know, senators from Vermont, you know what I'm saying? AOC from New York. So I guess they look at New York City as being the first target, right? That's the biggest city in America. One of the most famous cities in the world, like the seat of a lot of powerful organizations in New York. You know what I'm saying? Like the United Nations, you know? So, like, New York is a city, man. That mayoral race is a move. It's been a lot of famous New York mayors. So to try to land your progressive candidate as the mayor of the biggest Democratic city, the biggest any city in America, that's big for AOC and Bernie, man. You know what I'm saying? November 5th, this race is humongous. The high-profile campaign event came nearly 1 week before Election Day as New Yorkers head to the polls for the first weekend of early voting, closing out a contentious mayoral battle where Mamdani's unanticipated success has landed him on the national stage. Zoran Mamdani. Hey, hey, man, I got to dance for Zoran, man. I got a Zoran dance. I call it the Zoran dance, man. You know what I'm saying? Zoran Mamdani is modeling a different kind of politics. Sanders, the former Democratic presidential candidate and longtime progressive leader, said in a statement ahead of the rally. And as Mamdani took the stage before the energized New York City crowd, the mayoral candidate thanked Sanders, admitting that he stood there because the senator dared to stand alone for so long. I speak the language of the democratic socialism only because he spoke it first, Mamdani said as the crowd joined him in declaring, New York is not for sale. The trio of self-identified democratic socialists have inaugurated the Democratic Party's progressive base at a time when Democrats are still grappling with devastating losses in 2024 amid growing discontent with President Donald Trump's sweeping second-term agenda. Guys, this is Fox News. And that's why I chose a Fox News story, guys. You see what I'm saying? Because I knew that they were going to see it from a different angle than what a Democrat or regular media is going to see. But still in all, you can hear what Fox News saying. They saying the same thing that I'm saying, that I thought that I was saying. The progressive base at a time when Democrats were still grappling with their losses to Donald Trump, AOC and Bernie Sanders got out there with that fighting oligarchy tour, bro. And I'm talking about they was getting it in. When Sanders and Ocasio-Cortez teamed up, what I said, for the fighting oligarchy tour earlier this year, they sparked sizable buzz. If you guys go back when I was telling y'all like about that's what that does. They ain't just out there being pretty. You know what I'm saying? If they was listening before then, Ghost was saying y'all need to get out there and connect with the people. And they start connecting. Yeah, that's what you got to do. And that's what they doing, firing up thousands of Democrats at rallies across the United States who have been left without a clear party leader. So there's no leader of the Democrat. You know what I'm saying? Oh, wise Bernie Sanders, bro. He's seen the opportunity. He's stepping up. He says as mayor, he will not run a top-down billionaire-funded, consultant-driven administration. Instead, Zoran will be a champion for the working people of New York. Tax the rich. Hey, as you guys come into the stream, make sure y'all double tap the screen, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Y'all hear Bernie Sanders? He over there in New York. He's speaking, man. He in New York, bro. Bernie Sanders, he letting y'all know Zoran is here. The progressives are here. And as mayor, he's not gonna be no billionaire funded, consultant driven He is a champion for you, regular people. Sanders and AOC have campaigned alongside Mamdani in his bid to lead the nation's most populous city and fired up the Queen's crowd on Sunday night. Excuse me. AOC, who spoke ahead of Sanders and Mamdani, said New York City will send a message to Trump on November 4th that his authoritarianism, is no good here. That we are all here in this moment during this time is not a coincidence. And it is also not a coincidence that both of the visionary forces that Zoran is up against in this race mirrors what we are up against nationally. Both an authoritarianism criminal presidency fueled by corruption and bigotry and a Senate right-wing extremist movement, AOC said. Now, AOC saying that if she's comparing, basically she comparing Como to President Trump. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to speak about that. I could say like Andrew Cuomo probably have a lot to say about that, but his as of late, I mean, he's not the governor no more because he was elected because he has been in controversy. He has been involved. His name been brought up in controversy. Now, if you say that about Silva, about being like a right-wing extremist movement, maybe he is. Trump says New York City has fallen. Brian C. Good morning, Brian C. Thank you for the donation. I would like that all you guys go over there and like that donation for me. Hey, this is what I'm saying, Brian C. Then how do you fix it then? Like in this situation, listen to me, Brian C. In this situation that you in, to where you have Mamdani, you have Como, and you have Silva running for mayor, who would you support? How do you fix it? Because I'm saying this is what you got to do. You got to, look, some cities, Brian, we just understand they're just Democratic strongholds. Just like we know Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, and now as of recently, Florida as states, national elections, those are Republican strongholds. So we just know New York is a Democratic stronghold. Brian C., I don't think what Mamdani does in New York City is just a model. He's such a good speaker. You know what I'm saying? He's such a transformational candidate. It's just a model for other Democrats to use. But a lot of the stuff he says, we know it's not going to play in middle America, not even in purple states like in Pennsylvania. It's not going to play in your state, Brian C., out in Missouri. But I'm saying in New York City, where out of 6 voters, 5 of them are Democrats, it will play there. What I'm trying to say, on the other hand, Brian C., because the Democratic message is playing out or will play in New York, I'm saying Bernie Sanders, if he's saying that he doesn't want to start a different party. Bernie's an independent, but he caucus. Y'all would think he's a Democrat. He's with the Democrats. So he's saying he's going to try this movement by infiltrating the Democratic Party. He don't want to start a third party. So if you don't want to start a third party, if you can't win in New York City, where are you going to win at? Y'all listen to me. In New York City, 5 out of 6 voters are Democrats. So if you're going to take this movement, Senator Sanders, and you're going to infiltrate the Democratic Party instead of starting a third party, you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying then, Senator Sanders, is that you got to win this race. Because if not, like I'm saying, if you can't win in New York City, because I'm saying Mamdani's politics is not going to play all the way yet, probably in Arizona, would you say? That battlefield is just a lot different than New York City. Wouldn't y'all agree? That if Wisconsin or Michigan, it's a lot. President Trump won Michigan. Brian C., he says Bernie Sanders not an independent. How would you classify Bernie Sanders then, Brian C., as a definitely he left of a Democrat? You would say that he's left of a Jared. I know that he's He's listed as an independent. He's not affiliated with the Democrats officially. But I'm saying he votes with the Democrats. He caucuses with the Democrats. Like AOC's a Democrat. That's his protege. Mamdani's in this race as a Democrat. You see, they all went together. Bernie said that he didn't want to start a separate and independent party because he said he's seen it happen too many times and it just don't work. So what Bernie said is he gonna do it through the Democratic Party. He got 1,000 candidates, y'all. This is Bernie Sanders' time. Mamdani is Bernie's candidate. It's a progressive movement. That's why I'm saying they have to win. If what Senator Sanders, if you're going to be successful doing this with the Democrats, because I always forget mistaken with his brother. Andrew Cuomo, he directly represents the establishment. He big blue all the way. He's offended that Mamdani isn't running as the independent and he should be running as the Democrat. If you guys don't know former Governor Cuomo's background, his dad used to be governor of New York. He's plugged into the establishment. But what AOC says is that's a direct representation of what's happening nationally. You have all these establishment Democrats. They're old, number one. They're like 60, 75, 85, you running for a 6-year office position. That's what happened with President Biden. Too old. That's what they saying. They're out of touch with the American people. I'm talking about these are what progressives and Democrats. You could say a progressive is not a Democrat or is not a liberal, but they always vote and caucus and get over there with the Democrats. So that's what I'm going to call them today. But they saying, number one, they too old. So that being said, Nancy Pelosi is even being challenged. Yes, she is. Nancy Pelosi, Brian C. and Jared is being challenged. Nancy Pelosi, yeah. Being challenged by one or two people. So they saying they too old. That's number one. And then they saying they too corrupt. Taking money from billionaires and from that's what AOC saying, and the Democratic Party, they saying they want to redo it, and Bernie Sanders saying they here to redo it. Ocasio-Cortez said, listen what I'm saying, former Governor Andrew Cuomo, who is running as an independent, is a reflective of a renegade, bygone political establishment. And there you have it. And accused him of being blinded in his pursuit of power. Well, there you have it. Says the Queen herself. Who else you gonna nominate for Queen in the Democratic Party? Who else is the future of the Democratic Party? Let's be real. If you put 5 of us in the think tank, and we just look at all the Democratic candidates over the last 10 years, we look at their popularity, who can bring voters to the polls? Who can listen? The last time I seen a Democrat getting crowds like AOC and Bernie Sanders can was Barack Obama, and he got a lot of Democrats to the polls. Hillary Clinton got crowds. Joe Biden got, he was running through COVID and stuff, but he got a couple of little peoples. But I'm saying it don't look them crowds that AOC and Bernie Sanders draw, bro. And they organizing and they starting movements. I'm saying, who else would you nominate as the youngest in charge in the Democratic Party besides Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez? She the future of the Democratic Party, the whole future. She been in Congress scrapping and fighting with them people for a long time, and Bernie Sanders been raising the right. In a moment when Americans are extremely distressed about where we are as a nation, economically and politically, a victory here in New York will give hope and inspiration to people throughout our country and across the world. This is what this election is about. And this is why Donald Trump is paying attention to this election. That's what Bernie Sanders said, man. I kind of have to agree with that. Senator Sanders, if y'all don't win New York City, I'm saying like, because I'm saying it's right now, it's the establishment. The establishment. Who you say the establishment candidates are? The candidates in charge, the candidates in power, and the candidates who have been there forever. Those are the establishment. You could say, well, Bernie Sanders, but yeah, but he's so anti-establishment. That's different. You would say that Nancy Pelosi is the establishment. I would say that Chuck Schumer is the establishment. I would even go as far as to say Hakeem Jeffries is the establishment. Those are basically what you would say capitalists, Democrats right in the middle of the road, but we know for a fact that Bernie is not. We know Bo Kenna's not out in Cali. We know that AOC's not. They're progressives. But what I'm saying is that Bernie Sanders has 1,000 candidates. He's got 1,000 mandamis. Hey, y'all gonna go make a rap song. He got 1,000 mandamis. Listen, they might not all be as good as Mamdani is, you know, as far as a speaker and how he presents himself and he thinks quick on his feet. Good debater. But what I'm saying, they got 1,000 candidates just like that, where they have strategically targeted Democrats across America that they feel are too old and too out of touch with the future and the movement of the party, that they feel are marred in corruption. That's how they feel about Como. Real talk. I mean, every time, if you listen to the debate, Mamdani reminds voters all the times of how many women have came forward and accused you of sexual assault, sir. To me, in my mind, like when I was younger, how I remember like in the Ronald Reagan days, I always talk about Ronald Reagan became president when I was born, same year. I mean, he didn't take over until 81, but I was born in April of 1980. You know, so I was a Reagan baby. I was born in the Reagan era, baby. That was a good era for America. I don't care how you feel, Republican or Democrat. I heard President Clinton say it before. I'll go get you some smart Democrats who can educate you past your partisanship. Ronald Reagan, that was a good president. Those were good roaring 80s. Those were good years for America. Well, I was born during that time and those administrations. So there was times of bipartisanship. Like, don't get me wrong now. Candidates have always been involved in some kind of, you know, Richard Nixon, they'll say, you know, you always have candidates or even candidates that's popular, like candidate like John F. Kennedy, always might be involved in controversy. But what I'm saying is though, in my opinion, once you get involved in that, you shouldn't be able to run no more. I'm not hating on Chris Cuomo but I'm saying like in Ronald Reagan, that's what I'm saying. During the days that we were in the 80s, that once they put that stuff on you, it's over for your political career. You gotta go. You had to have a certain amount of dignity, and that's what AOC and them saying. They're all got corruption charges on them. She like, Ghost, I've been serving in Congress for how many years AOC been in Congress on the national stage? They ain't never accused me of nothing like this. They too corrupt. They too old. They need to go. That's what she's saying. A slew of state and local leaders also joined the rally, including Governor Kathy Hochul, a Democrat from New York. What's up, Governor Hochul? You know what I'm saying? Governor Hochul said she coming over to the side with the cool people. All the cool people. I don't care what y'all say. All the cool people over here. Like, look at the candidates. So look. Curtis Silver, he a really cool guy, bro. I promise you. His personality, he's funny. Like, if the young people had seen him earlier, bro, he like a action figure or something, bro. He's cool. He's the coolest a fan. But I'm saying, though, Bernie Sanders, though, man, and AOC, bro, and Mamdani, you could tell the candidates with them, they gonna be super cool. He 34 years old, man. Listen at what he's talking about, the stuff that matters. He's saying, tax the rich. Where Big Bernie Sanders at, man? Big Bernie say, tax the rich, bro. That's the stuff that matters, man. Brian C. might not believe in taxing the rich, but I'm saying, how do we help the poor? That's a conversation we're going to get into. We're going to end up in that conversation, Brian C. How are you going to help the poor? Brian C. said, hey, big ghostwriter, if you got a business and your business increased by almost 4%, we're not talking about making hundreds. We're not talking about making thousands. We're not talking about making millions or billions. We're talking about trillions of dollars. And increased by 4%. That's incredible growth. In 3 months, it grew by 4%. They saying, man, President Trump, yeah, in the stock market, and yeah, but how you going to help the poor, though? Because you can't take from poor people in order to do that. You creating a problem that's going to grow in your economy and in your nation. You can't take from the poor, so you got to figure out how to help the poor. So the Democrat strategy was always to tax the rich. No, President Biden only had $1 trillion in investments. He didn't have $21 trillion in foreign investment. So President Trump, that's a good comparison. That's a real good comparison. He's saying, yeah, Ghost, he might have had the lowest job numbers, unemployment numbers in U.S. history, but he only had $1 trillion in foreign investments in his 4 years. In my first 10 months, I done got $20 trillion in foreign investments. I done grew the economy, doubled it almost, going to. Yeah, you got a good point. But Joe Biden was helping the poor, though, President T. You got to come help the poor, man. You know what I'm saying? So Governor Hochul was heckled by attendees several times during her remarks who chanted. What they chanted, y'all? Hey, Brian C., if they said that Governor Hochul was heckled, because I'm saying if they heckling if they heckling VP Harris, if you guys don't notice, if y'all don't see it yet, all these establishment candidates, they gonna get heckled like that, man. Real talk, they gonna get at all the establishment candidates the progressives are, man. They trying to take over. So if they were heckling VP Harris, what y'all think they heckling about? The war in Gaza? You know what I'm saying? If they heckling Governor Hochul, they not gonna heckle her about what they saying to her, tax the rich. I'm telling you, that's a message. That's a populist message amongst Democrats. That's a winning message. It has for years. They got the money. It makes the sense. Ghostwriter has told the story to you 1,000 times. This is the Republicans' model on economics, okay? This is the Republicans' model. The Republicans' model is that we put 10 people in the room and I got $100. So here go their model. So whenever they lay the $100 on the floor, so it's 10 people in the room, $100, a capitalist society, you expect it to at least somewhat evenly. That's what you want, right? You want everybody to eat, right? That's what you want. So you would expect someone to get about anywhere from $8 to $12, right? So you go to lay the $100 on the floor, you finna walk off. When you lay the $100 on the floor, you bend it so one man can get almost a whole $100. So in America, you have the top 1%, 2%, 3%. I don't care if you want to go up to 20%. It don't matter. It's not portioned evenly. You got the top 1%. You got one man who got $90 in America. One man got $90. And you got the other 9 people fighting for $10. Everybody else fighting for their $1.10, and he over there holding $90 to your $1.10. I could see if it was just him and me, and he beat me, he got all the money, and I got $1.10 left, and he had $90. But nah, it's a bunch of us over here, and it's just one of him. It's just one of him. It seemed like, when do you think that, hey, the bunch of us over here, we gonna run over there, we gonna take it from them? You know what I'm saying? When I grew up, when I was young, that's what I had my favorite rapper. He said he was tempted to make the rich the enemy and take their cheese. You don't want it to come to that in America, huh? to where all the rich men in America feel like they being hunted. Imagine them forming a whole gang like the Gangster Disciples or like the Vice Lords, and their whole goal is to hunt one man and to take his money. I'm talking about in every way possible. I'm saying if you take all the money and put it in a small area, you're going to end up being a target in the end. They don't have common sense. They can't have the vision like ghosts have. But that's not the bad part. Here's the bad part. Amongst all of that, listen to me, guys. This is facts. I'm not hating on no Republic. I ain't hating on nobody, Brian. See, I'm just telling the real, the truth. That's what I do. Amongst all of that, I come back in the room and I make an observation. So you got a Democrat and a Republican, and the Republican, he making an observation. And when he make an observation, the Republican president noticed that Elon got all the money and everybody else, Elon and his homeboys got all the money and everybody else fight for the rest of the money. What? You got less than 1,000 billionaires in the whole world, less than 1,000. Listen to me, not less than 1 million. You talking about 8 billion people in the world. We talking about proportionally. You got less than 1,000. That's just a small crowd in compared to the masses of people in this world. Less than 1,000 billionaires got all the money. You come back in the room, you see Elon and them, they got all the money. And the first thing he say is that he want to give them a tax break. And how he gonna pay for it is taken from the poor. Hold up. Hey, trickle down economics has been the biggest dupe on America, on the world. Whoever do trickle down, it's been the biggest forever. So I'm trying to figure this out. Because look, you couldn't have never had me run for no political office. Because I'm finna do that old break it down like Bill Clinton do. You know, I'm going to break that down for everybody. So make this make sense for me. You got to make it make sense. Because I'm a common sense person. It don't make no sense. You're not going to go read no book and make some words people don't. Nah, you got to make this make sense. So it's a capitalistic society, meaning that you expected the money. You know, some people gonna have more. It's according to their talents and abilities. So some people got more talents and abilities. They just get more. So you can't hate on that. I'm not hating on that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about the re-entry into the room. So Elon already got all the money in the world. Him and his little buddies. The dude almost a trillionaire. Listen to me. He gonna be soon. Okay? So he already got all the money in the world. I come back in the room and I see that it's very disproportionate. He's got $90 and you got people over here fighting for this last 11. You might not have a lot of people starving or whatever in America, whatever they trying to say. America's a rich country with 38 trillion in debt. I'm a rich country, but I owe more, but whatever you trying to say. But what I'm trying to say is regardless, it's not even. It's not even. That's facts. You know that. You celebrate that. So the first thing I'm going to say when I come back to the room, I'm going to take from the people who fighting for that little $10. I'm going to take from that 10 and I'm going to give that rich man more of a tax break. So I'm going to take $2 more and give it to the rich man. So now he got $92 and you got the other 9 fighting over $8. You keep a Republican, the other 9 ain't going to have nothing. He going to keep taking money from the other 9 and giving it to the rich side. That ain't how that's supposed to go, man. That's not fair. So you going up against a Democrat who's saying, and this ain't no names. This ain't President Trump. This ain't nobody. This just they philosophy. So you going up against a progressive who's saying that I'm going to raise taxes on that rich one dude and the top 1% of New Yorkers. I'm going to raise taxes on that dude. And I'm going to come over here and do free child care given to the poor, free buses given to the poor, city-run grocery stores. Don't think that's a socialist idea. Y'all just not that smart. They got community-run grocery stores all over America where they have poor people go in shopping in grocery stores for free, no money exchange. So why the city of New York with their budget can't do something like that? You know they're going to try to stand in this way and stop him from governing. But what I'm saying, Brian C. and Jared, whether y'all agree with it or not, what he's saying just sound better than this other side, bro. You saying, unless it depends on where you at. Like I said, it's about 30% of the American population who are extremely proud and excited that President Trump got elected. And some of them people in that 30%, they don't always support him. Like Mark Cuban, excuse me. He a billionaire, but President Trump's policy works for Mark Cuban. What I'm saying is that what AOC is saying is I'm finna take from that rich man and I'm finna bring it down. That just makes sense. That's why socialism is making more better sense for younger people these days. It made better sense than what's going on. Listen, if there was an opportunity, if you told an American or if you told me that if I just stay patient, kept my head down and just work hard enough, I would be able to, in the end, to get there, there was a chance of that, then most people probably would oppose socialism. Nah, we don't need that. I know Elon got all the money, but if we just take our time, we'll get an equal opportunity to be able to. But what I'm saying, if you thought there was no chance that you could get a piece of the pie, then why not you have the government to equally divide the pie up? Eventually, that's what it's going to come to. When AI come and take all the small jobs, the working paying jobs, because that's coming. Artificial intelligence, it's already happening. This ain't no futuristic things. You just don't know about it. They already got car taxis driving across cities all across America, cars driving with no drivers all across America. You go to Taco Bell sometime, you go to KFC and you will hear a computer taking your order. It's coming. Let them finish developing it. They're working hard on it, trillions dumping into it. From all corners of the earth, they dumping trillions into OpenAI. Trillions. Bernie Sanders said he want to shut down Open. Bernie Sanders said he ain't for no corporations. They don't like rich people. And Jared, that is very popular in America, bruh. Tax the rich, that is extremely popular amongst the people at the bottom. Bernie Sanders get out there and start yelling tax the rich, them people go crazy. If I was Elon, as poverty grew in America, that would be frightening. Elon's a lot smarter than a lot of other billionaires, though. He got a Tesla coming out for $8,000. While they talking about cost of living, he like, dang, you know, he's smart. He had a little Albert Einstein like, oh, so I'm going to come out with a mobile home for 12, 13, 14,000. I'm going to come out with a Tesla tiny house. With all that technology and AI in it, I'm going to sell it for $8,000. Elon's smart. Cost of living. Lower the cost of goods. I'm going to lower the cost of Tesla products and make more money. That's how you're going to become a trillionaire, selling a $7,000 Tesla. The first world, first good. He's smart. He's so smart. You can't, but what I'm saying, even though you can't take from him, Elon needs to be aware. We need to have policies that will help them to understand that, yeah, we're going to give you this tax break, but you got to go hire 100,000 people, Elon. I'm going to give you this tax break, but not for you to, you got to hire 100,000 people. Or you got to hire 30,000 or 20,000 or promise over the next few years. You don't want to put their businesses in a crunch. But I'm saying if you're going to give them a tax break, if I'm saying that the wealth will trickle down, I'm saying what's trickling? If I come in a room and he got 90 out the $100, then I'm saying you give him a tax break. Now he got 92 out the 100. What's trickling? Ain't nothing trickling. You robbing from the bottom and throwing it to the top. What's gonna trickle back down? Ain't nothing. On Friday night, Sanders appeared for the virtual Get Out the Vote event. Oh, they testing it in New York. Because what he doing right now in New York City, if he's successful in it, he gonna run that. Run that. They already running that. So come next November, he doing that nationwide. You ain't gonna get no on CNN. You ain't gonna say, "Oh, the progressives." The progressives ain't no political party. It's gonna look like under the Democratic umbrella, but under the Democratic umbrella, it's not Nancy Pelosi. The establishment looks different. The establishment under the Democratic umbrella now yelling tax the rich. You feel me? Fighting oligarchy. There was a town hall last month in Brooklyn fighting oligarchy. Mamdani showed up there. Ahead of the Brooklyn Town Hall event, the two progressive leaders marched alongside union members in Manhattan's Labor Day parade. That afternoon, Mamdani posed for a photo with Sanders and AOC in Austria, Queens, amassing millions of views. Sanders, a two-time Democratic presidential nominee runner-up, was an early endorser of Mamdani's primary campaign along with AOC. Their endorsements helped Mamdani consolidate progressive support in the 11-candidate field during the final weeks of the primary race. Mamdani's primary upset triggered a political earthquake as the Democratic Socialists handily defeated Cuomo, who was widely expected to secure the Democratic nomination. We're going to talk about it in a second, though. It's tightening up just a little bit. Andrew Cuomo said, the Democratic establishment, we not finished yet. You got billionaires pouring in billions to try to make sure Mamdani don't win. Mamdani's cross-endorsement with fellow progressive New York City Comptroller Brad Lander cleared the path for Mamdani to consolidate support against Cuomo through ranked choice voting. Thank you. I see you down there with those rubies. Monique, thank you, baby. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. If you guys want to donate to the channel, you guys could do what Monique did, send them floating hearts. I thank you, sweetheart. Cuomo has since launched an independent campaign teaming up with competitive and contentious general election battle. There's Monique again. She keeps sending gifts to your boy, man. Keep sending gifts to your boy. Thank you. So, guys, I'm going to keep going with the content. Cuomo has, Mamdani secured the Democratic nomination. Monique keeps sending gifts to me, guys. I'm talking about she's showing so much love right now. I can't even keep going, man. Hey, Monique, if I could come through the phone and give you a hug, sweetie, I would. Thank you so much. So Mamdani secured the Democratic nomination. Trump has labeled him 100% communist lunatic, and he's calling him my little communist. Listen. What I'm going to say is, Mamdani handles himself very well when he's dealing with these situations. I don't think it's funny, them calling him that. I don't think they're funny calling him a Muslim. I think it's just bullying. Real talk. But I'm not just saying that, that President Trump doing like Cuomo's doing it too. That take shots at him like that. That make you look like a racist, in my opinion. And he's 34 years old. So you got to think about his audience. This ain't a 34-year-old Charlie Kirk who's doing some kind of, this the 34-year-old mayor of the biggest city in America. He's a sitting mayor. That's what it'll be. So I don't agree with that's just me. I'm a civil rights person though. Like making my little communists and making Muslim jokes, I just don't think that's cool. You know what I'm saying? And I think for younger people looking at that, they're not gonna look at that as cool, man. You don't do stuff like that. You just gotta be cool, man. You know, and that's the climate or the atmosphere. I think President Trump on his goal or his quest to be like Ronald Reagan or to be greater than Ronald Reagan and to finally get the love he getting in Israel and he getting overseas to get it in America. In order for you to do that, you don't do that by calling a man a communist lunatic. He's a hero for a lot of Muslim Americans. Not only Muslim Americans, Black Americans, all kind of Americans. They look at you. I just don't believe that's just not the way I would do it. And hearing Cuomo talk about that to make the man tear up, you know what I'm saying? I'm not for that, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I heard him going on Jon Stewart, and Jon Stewart said they going 9/11 and started laughing. Listen, I have a little homegirl, and my little homegirl was Muslim, and she told me during 9/11 they were throwing paper airplanes at her. That seemed cute, that seemed funny, but you do that to my homegirl around me, I'ma slap the teeth out your mouth. Don't play like that. You can't accuse every single. There's Muslim people who love America more than some of these people trading out America. You can't just automatically assume because they are Muslim that he hate America. That's crazy. They just people who have different views. Your mama should have taught your little bad self when you was younger how to understand people who was different than you. That's the main problem I see in America. You got to be taught. We was taught how to communicate. My mama was smarter than y'all mama was. Because she understood that the other color, I'm going to make him cool with the other color. So he probably won't be, if he do end up being a racist, it won't be that bad. Because I'm going to teach him it ain't nothing wrong with those other kind of people. Anytime I see something that I didn't understand, she explained it and taught, and then she taught me. But you got parents who teaching their children hate because your little 1-year-old baby don't know what color nobody is, a Muslim, Christian, what he is. Your baby don't know that. You got to teach that child that hatred. I don't like that. Teach him the difference. I'm saying that man, bro, I love God. I got Muslim friends and they know how I feel and what I believe in. Listen, my little homegirl tell me that I'm not going to convert her. Ain't none of them ever said nothing about converting me. I'll be converting them to Christian. She gonna get converted to a Christian. She say, you ain't gonna convert me. They don't never say them gonna convert. I don't think like that. I love, like, you gotta be open for everything. Like, if you gonna attack him, attack his policy. Don't attack the man. Like, come on, man. With that racist, divisive, communist stuff. Like, I don't like that, man. I'm going to skip over that part, man. You know what I'm saying? A few months of withholding their endorsements. Hochul endorsed Mamdani, so she finally came out. They see the chessboard. Look like my guy going to win. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. That means, the establishment. They stepped over there from the center left, and they stepped all the way to the left. And he affirmed, we support Mr. Mamdani. You know what I'm saying? Hakeem had to do that. Hakeem do the bounce with me. Look, if y'all do see Hakeem at the next press conference and he start doing the bounce, you already know. That's that Mamdani dance, baby. It's that time. After months of withhold, Chuck Schumer, he ain't ready to endorse yet. You know what I'm saying? Chuck Schumer, he want to see what happened. Because Chucky, you already know that. You know what I'm saying? It's one or two things going to happen with AOC. AOC going to jump on that presidential, she going to jump in them primaries. And when she jump in the primaries, I'm saying her place at the table is already established. So she gonna go on the top of the ticket. If she not on top of the ticket, they so strong, they gonna have to put her on that ticket. I believe that you gonna need a progressive on the ticket so she'll be the vice president. And if you don't put her on the ticket, you're going to have to promise her a position in that cabinet. Bro, I'm telling you, that strength of that progressive movement, bro, they are tired of being stomped on. That's why you go to these establishment Democrats, they can't speak in public. They're going to get heckled. VP Harris, she get heckled almost every time she starts speaking. Any big establishment Democrat is going to get heckled. That's them progressives, bro. They not playing. They want their spot at the table. When you gonna give me my spot at the table? That's what they saying. Bernie Sanders felt like he got cheated. At least one time, he felt like he should have been the nominee. And they keep shoo-shooing them and foo-fooing them. So, hey, we tired of that shoo-shooing and foo-fooing. You ain't shoo-shooing Mamdani. You about to hear our voice now. Pressure has been mounting since Mamdani won the Democratic primary in June for Mayor Eric Adams, who was also running as an independent or a Como, to drop out the race to consolidate support against Mamdani. Adams dropped out and endorsed Como on Thursday. That pressure reached a boiling point last week as billionaires, including Red Apple Media CEO John and hedge fund CEO Bill. I ain't even gonna call their names. They so disrespectful. I really don't like billionaires either. I ain't gonna lie to you. I really don't care for them. They ain't my favorite group of people. Look, this is what I think. I think when you don't have money, you have to build character. When you have money, you can take that money to cover for your character. You see what I'm saying? That's why you got a bunch of rich men on the Epstein list. How many broke dudes on the Epstein list? Hey, look, I'm going to let you catch up with me, man. Goes quick with it, too. How many broke dudes on the Epstein list? He ain't got no money. You expect him to have character. So if you don't have money, you can't be a child molester. But if you have money, not only you could be a child molester, but we'll have the federal government to sign a paper to say they ain't gonna even prosecute you because you got money. You see that? If you got money, you could cover. I see it all the time, man. Dudes grew up with money and they got in trouble, and they daddy just shoveled a little money, and their problem's gone. But it can't happen like that with me. I'm gonna have to get in trouble. So that getting in trouble, it taught me character. And the dude who got money, he just over there doing corrupt stuff and illegal stuff. He ain't learning nothing about integrity. He might have learned integrity when he was in the military. He ain't got to learn it now. He rich now. What he need integrity for? What I need to do all that hard stuff? I just throw somebody 10,000. It'll go away. Yeah, when you don't have money, you got to build character. Now, rich people, that's what God said. God said it's hard for a rich man. God said it's easier for a man, a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to go to heaven. If God got to heaven, then I think he should know. He should know who coming and who going to heaven. He said it's easier for a rich man, for a camel to pass through the eye. You know how thin the point of a needle is to pass through that. He said it's easier for a camel to pass through this leaf than a rich man to go to heaven because they ain't got no character. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about, y'all. So when they talk about the boiling point against the billionaires, yeah, like I said, growing up, I used to listen to rappers talking about making the rich the enemy and taking their cheese. You know what I'm saying? That's what Bernie saying, tax the rich. As you see Wall Street and the stock market and growing, and it's getting bigger and some more money, and the poor people, they getting poorer and poorer. Them cries to tax the rich or take from the rich are going to come louder and louder. It could turn to chaos if you don't balance it right. You got to be able to balance that. Ronald Reagan had to balance. While he was over there, yeah, I'm taxing the rich and I'm doing this with the rich, but I'm also with the poor too. That's how you get greatness. President Trump got a little taste of it. You know what I'm saying? He called the right time with BB and he ended that war. So he saw what it felt like to get everybody a consensus to celebrate you instead of just Republicans or instead of just MAGA. So he see it, but he ain't seen it yet on no economic things. You got to do that in economics too. You got to step away from Republicans for like Marjorie Taylor Greene. All you got to do is follow Marjorie Taylor Greene. She a perfect example. That's how you get to Ronald Reagan status. It's easy. Ghost could tell you, I'll give you the playbook easy. It's easy. That's how you get to his status. Bro, you done MAGA down, you done Republican down, you done kick Democrats in the head, kick them in the teeth. Marjorie Taylor Greene done all that for years. And then all of a sudden, she just take a couple steps to the left That's it. And all the Democrats loving on you. That's all you got to do, President Trump. Just take a couple steps over here. The last Fox News survey conducted October 10th through the 14th ahead of the general election debate, it's changed since then, revealed that Mamdani had a substantial lead in the race. He had a 21-point lead among New York City registered voters. You hear me? You hear me? That's the Mamdani dance, man. Guys, I ask that y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell, just like Brian C., just like my girl Monique. If you guys want to donate to the channel, you can hit the button with the $sign in it. Your donations are much appreciated. Guys, everyone's welcome in the stream. Republicans, independents, and Democrats. Just be respectful to others. Jump down in the comments and let your voices be heard. Guys, we've been over an hour. I'm going to try to pick it up a little bit so we can open up the floor. So this source is the Hindustan Times, and it was published on October the 28th. Hindustan Times. Zohran Mamdani, the 34-year-old progressive frontrunner in the New York City mayoral race, appears on course for victory, even as a majority of residents express unease with his policy platform, according to recent polling. In a poll published by Victory Insights last week, a striking 39% of 500 voters said Mamdani would be a threat to the city of the future. What? Who that 39%? The poll also suggests that 26.5% of respondents are seriously considering what? They just running their mouth. They ain't finna leave. However, fighting the daddy, Mamdani remains ahead in most head-to-head matchups. Mamdani said, cool out, guys. I got this. He doing that Mamdani dance on him. As per our new Manhattan Institute poll, he currently leads former Andrew Cuomo by a margin of 43% to 28%. Well, Mamdani lead for New York's electoral and national observers alike. Mamdani's position highlights one of the key features of modern urban politics: the capacity of a candidate to succeed despite policy misalignment. That's what they call it, policy misalignment. That's not what I call it. He's a progressive candidate. What? Policy misalignment? What you talking about with the Democratic Party? He's not going to align with the Democratic Party totally. In order, listen, so if I don't know what would happen to the Democratic Party if the progressives separated. But what Bernie is saying is Bernie's saying that I am injecting a lot of my progressive policies into Democrat politics that have free health care for all. That stuff done helped all kind of Americans. Look, I got $70,000 of student debt that was wiped away. These are real life policies, bro. This is in 24, last year, before President Trump took over. I'm talking about $70,000 in student loan debt wiped away. Real life policies. Bernie Sanders is the influence on that. I guarantee 1,000% his policies are influencing them Democrats. So I don't know what they talking about a policy. You saying, listen, if this man talking, and I'm gonna do this real quick, if his whole Mamdani, look, Mamdani stuck on the cost of living. Every Democrat who sticks on the cost of living and don't fall for that Trump trap, that's what I call it, a Trump trap. You're not running to be President Trump. You running to serve the people. Don't never forget that as a Democrat. Your job is not to be President Trump. Your job is to serve the people. Because President Trump gonna be gone. What's your message? Oh, our message gonna go back to what it should have been and never left. Stay focused on the So listen, if you run, he addressed in cost of living issues. He addressed the average median home in North Carolina costing $450,000. What? Ain't nobody can afford that. I'm saying that Mamdani keep addressing that, guys. Then how else are we going to be able to control if I can't have no city-based grocery stores? Because listen, if the city is able to have a grocery, bro, I'm telling you, that's the future. I agree, you call that socialism. What's wrong with the city having one grocery store? I would rather the city had a grocery store so the city could make revenue than the city taking over the Walmart grocery stores or New York City's grocery stores. Do y'all get that? Why wouldn't you rather the city have their own grocery store than taking over the New York City's everybody else's grocery stores? Let them have their own. But people say that's socialism. What y'all think? I mean, to a certain extent it is, but I'm saying, like, think about this. What if 20% of the population no longer is able to work due to AI? Or they can't find gainful employment due to AI? In a future time, you gotta look to that stuff. I don't listen. I'm not saying I believe in capitalism 1,000%. We have a capitalistic society. I believe our society should stay capitalistic. But I'm saying there is an opportunity or there is a chance for socialism to grow in America. And it will continue to grow in America if you're not addressing the problem of the poor. If all you focusing on is the rich, then imagine as a 12-year-old coming up in America and you're poor and your family was poor, what you gonna think of capitalism? You gonna think capitalism is bad? Am I right or wrong? Y'all, appreciate y'all today. We've been streaming for about an hour, man. I didn't have my computer go dead. My computer go dead, man. But I was just gonna look at a couple of more polls. But that's pretty much the gist of the most of what the conversation was today. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to come out and talk about that New York mayoral race, which is basically a demonstration of what's going on in the United States in the Democratic Party. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Bernie Sanders and them, they got their candidates out there. They done threw Mamdani out there. So Mamdani running for mayor now in New York City against Andrew Cuomo, who is a definition of the establishment. So it's the progressives versus the establishment. And Mamdani and AOC, if they can get the majority of the seats in Congress, they pose to take over the Democratic Party. AOC gonna be the queen soon, guys. Y'all don't see it coming, but we just seen it. A lot of us, we seen it coming for a long time. Y'all can ask people that know ghosts. Because we seen AOC, she a lion, she a star in that party. And she been waiting her turn, and she a grown woman. Yeah, she a big girl now. She a grown woman. Yeah, grown woman. She coming for what's hers too. Y'all, you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. Y'all give me just a few seconds, man. I'm gonna jump back in with y'all in the chat for about an hour or so and kick it, man. And then we gonna get up out of here. Y'all can keep discussing. I appreciate the donations, Brian C. I appreciate all the rubies, all the love from you guys. Thank you guys for the love and support. Guys, it's not too cold out here in Connecticut, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not too cold, man. You know, it's probably about, I say about 50 something right now. Kind of feel good, actually. You know what I'm saying? Especially knowing where I'm from, you know? But we gonna jump in the car real quick. Like I said, man, if y'all came into the stream late, man, and y'all watching, or if y'all watching right now, I'll go over it real quick again for y'all. We got about 17 more days or so, man. Probably around November the 20th or so, or maybe a little bit. You say, Ghost, that's a lot more than 17 days. I understand that. But I'm saying, like, after the tour is over, you know, I'm going to still be getting it in. So what we going to do, man, is we going to probably end the tour. You know what I'm saying? We going to probably end the tour like in about 20 days or so. You know, 20 days or so, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, after I end it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I told you guys we got Chasing Sunsets and Chasing Peace. That's a vlog, a compilation of the 130 days been out on the road, all the sunsets and the beaches and the coastlines all over America, beauty, gorgeousness. That's going to be coming out on Thanksgiving. That being said, man, like, how I said it, man, like, I just want to say this real quick to y'all. I can't see the comments. Like I said, I thank y'all for the love, Brian C. I thank, I want to call her name, Miss Monique Mitchell, for your donations, baby. Thank you so much for your love, for your support. Like, what I'm saying, though, man, like, so, like, me being a disabled veteran, okay, I talk about how, you know, people, if they depend on food assistance, if they're able to receive it, or if they dependent on anything, any sort of assistance from the government, like, those programs have been cut for the people who are struggling. You see what I'm saying? People who are going through something at this time, those programs being cut, or they're being cut as we speak. For Ghost, though, like I said, like, I just feel like I have more opportunities as a disabled veteran. I've been blessed, you know what I'm saying, to own a business, to be able to, you know what I'm saying, to hustle, and to be able to get a stimulus, a personal stimulus in my own personal life, you know? But what I'm saying is that, like, for most people, though, like, they're not able to get a stimulus, so they're not able to hustle like that. So I'm saying you got to help these people. That's all Ghost be saying. Like, I mean, you know, to make the system work, you want to try to attempt to not make it equal, but that's kind of like the goal. Like, you want it to be kind of fair. And if it's not fair, you got to recognize it's not fair. Because if you recognize, imagine you being the person that was being rejected. If you see 1,000 people rejecting someone, imagine if you was that person that was being rejected. Everybody's scared to be on the other end of rejection. Jesus was. All the greats was. The great anything. They all felt it, and they've all dealt with this. President Trump has dealt with this. Imagine if you was the person being mocked. Maybe that'll help you whenever you go to mock somebody. I don't believe in picking on the weak, man. I believe in taxing the strong. That mentality of taxing the rich, Bernie Sanders, the Republicans' mentality, they want to step on poor people. You want to step on people with nothing. You want to step on people at the bottom. That's why I can't get down with nothing to do with Republican economics. You stepping on people at the bottom to hand the money up to the top to trickle back down. That don't make no sense. Oh, we got to cut this and cut this for the budget, but then you give a tax cut. Their policies just don't add up. And I'm saying that if President Trump was, or somebody around him who could talk to him and who could see this, if they could recognize that, if you chasing greatness, that's what you missing. That's the disconnect. Listen, I've said this, and I said this yesterday. I'll say it today. I'm going to say it this whole week while I'm out here in Connecticut doing these streams. You could take, and I said it in Michigan, I said it in New York, man. You could take it's 5 different ways. When I pop up in New York City, I'm gonna say, hey, look, I got to New York City from route such and such in Connecticut, because I'm 45 minutes away from Manhattan right now. I could turn this BMW. We could put that GPS on. I'll probably get off and let my phone charge and my computer charge, but then I'll come back and we'll be in New York City within an hour and a half, streaming in New York by 11 a.m. Eastern. We could do that right now. That's how close I am. It'll take me about, it's 45 minutes away, but the traffic, you got to add 45 minutes if you know, you know. You see what I'm saying? So we could go stream in New York, right? That's how close I am to the city. So I could say it's 5 different ways to get there. The way President Trump is taking, I recognize that's not the way that a lot of Democrats would take it. I understand that. It's not. But I don't hate on him still, because I don't believe in trickle-down economics. But President Trump, like you say, it's about results. I heard you when you said that. So I want to see the results of trickle-down economics work, because if it works, the Democrats don't care how you got there. And I'm so glad that I pick up the phone, and they picked up the phone, and you seen that. They don't care how you got to the place of peace in Gaza. You got there. So you get saluted. That's only right. Ain't nobody could argue with that argument. Ghost Rider, king of this. So I'm saying, if you get to the place where the poor feel like they were helped more than the SNAP. If you taking away food assistance, you got to replace that with something, because they depending on that food assistance. You can't just look at them as figures and numbers and say, I'm cutting and cutting and cutting and giving to the men who provide the wealth so we could get richer. But what you gonna do about who you cut over there? That's somebody's child, just like Ivanka, your child. That's somebody's child over there you take it from. You gotta view these people as human beings, man. And viewing them as humans, you gotta be slow to. That's real talk, man. That's all love, though. That ain't no hate. Ain't nobody hating on nobody. I'm just telling you straight truth, man. You got to be slow to cut and take without replacing. He know the farmers are hurting. He hearing their voices. He finna give them some money. I'm saying, you take it from these people. You, just like he said, you need time for the jobs to trickle down. You gonna have time for you to see what you took, how that hurt too. Not only you took, they weren't expecting a taking situation. They were expecting a cheaper grocery prices situation. They were expecting something that you said to announce you finna build 1 million houses to help the housing market. They were expecting Donald Trump to come work some miracles, but that's not what they saying. The Democrats can't really hate on you on economic growth, because the economic growth is good. The stock market, all of that stuff looks good. But I'm saying, you still, in order for you to be great, you're just going to be a good Republican president. That's it. Ronald Reagan achieved greatness. That's why when Canada plays something, why Canada didn't play something George in either of the Bush presidents played? Or what was a Republican before Reagan? I'm saying, why they playing out of 5 Republicans from President Trump to pass Ronald Reagan? Why they playing what Ronald Reagan had to say? Because he the great one. Canada recognizes that too. So why did President Trump, at first he didn't take it personal, but somebody who recognizes how great that man speaking was and his words are, that's why when they whispered in President Trump's ear and they broke that down to him what that meant, that's why he took it personal. That's the great one talking. In order for you to achieve greatness, you got to have Democrats praising you. You got your government shut down. This finna be the longest government shutdown ever. And when we start talking about the economy next week, it's not going to get no shorter.
No time soon. When y'all expect, how many of y'all expect the government shutdown to end tomorrow or next week or next month? President Trump, you gotta come back, man, and I told you, I said President Trump to call Hakeem. He said he was ready to work with y'all. President Trump, I said that I don't know how long ago it's been now. I said it back in May. That's your greatness. It's not Nancy Pelosi. Listen, you got a party. They're opposing. Listen, so you got Bernie and you got AOC and them and stuff like that. They kind of opposing President Trump a little bit, but he has an opportunity with new leaders in the Democratic Party, I believe, to make inroads. He has the opportunity to do that. There's new leadership. Hakeem is not. I mean, he's fighter. He's not Nancy Pelosi. He believe in what he believe in. But I'm saying, like, the only way y'all gonna move forward with the government, any kind of reopening or anything like that, he's gonna have to call Hakeem. Imagine if he did it when I asked him to do it in May. He called BB around the time I said call BB, and look what happened. Imagine if he would have called Hakeem around the time I said call. He still ain't called Hakeem, and now the government shut down. He still ain't called Hakeem, and it's gonna be the long. And he still ain't called Hakeem, and you need to call that man. Forget what Mike Johnson talked. Forget what Lindsey Graham talking to all the billionaires talking. Pick up the phone and call him. Ghost know what he talking about. Look. All the people who telling you not to do it, who advise you not to do it, when they see the results of you doing that, they gonna get jealous. Or it ain't nothing they gonna be able to say. The same way you gonna start seeing the people you know that talk bad about you. They gonna be coming out saying stuff that gonna have you scratching your head. It's gonna have you putting 10 pages of it on the White House website. Oh man, the Democrats talking good about me. Yeah, you listening to Ghost. He know what he talking about. He know what the Democrats saying. I know what the Democrats saying, thinking, believing, and feeling, and I understand why they do. And I understand what you say. I explain to them about, they don't like hearing about how your economy good. Because they don't think it's good if you got poor people still hurting. They don't think it's fair. It's not even. It's just different viewpoints. But I'm saying, in order for you to reach a plurality or to have that much love or to be great like you looking for, I'm saying you gotta be able to, you gotta both sides, centrist. I got that centrist mentality, man, that unity. I could bring it all together, man. Peace, man. You feel me? Peace, man. You gotta be able to be willing to put that gun down to get that peace. If you're not willing to put the gun down, you won't get that peace. Ghost willing to put the gun down. Some situations it's not gonna happen like that. You can ask people, I'm gonna sue you 1,000 times. Some situation you ain't gonna know $2,000. Nah, we not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Some situations they not. You can't do that. Like the Venezuelan president, and we can't. He gotta go. It's only one option. You ain't got all them aircraft carriers down there, Big Pete. What's up, Big Pete? He gotta go. That's number one in Venezuela. And then when you make sure that don't fall down or whatever, then you gonna go to Colombia. And then that if he helping them sell drugs, you gotta start at the top. This president over here, he corruption, he a drug dealer. Get that boy out of there. He gotta go. If you in Colombia, that president, he a drug dealer, Big P, he gotta go. Get him out of there. You want glow? He said he want peace in the world, man. I ain't say this. Big President T said that. Who gonna argue with that? I ain't know if who arguing with peace in the world. You want peace, my boy? That's what you want, then we gonna help you get there, dear. Yeah, man. This ain't in the report. How you could look, Governor Newsom, you going at President Trump. I understand you going at Joe Rogan. I'm saying it's because I'm saying you big independent, man. I guess because Joe Rogan don't like Governor. I think Governor Newsom cool, but I'm saying like I'm big independent, man. I don't know, like y'all do that, but I expect Governor Newsom and President Trump not to like each other. You know what I'm talking about? They ain't supposed to. They on different sides. If they were sitting there eating cheeseburgers together, you would think something was wrong. Yeah, but that's the goal. Unity. But you expect them not to like each other. The system was set up for them two to be debating each other, Republican and Democrat. But I'm saying you can't expect Big Ghost ain't bending the knee. Big Ghost gonna tell what it is, the truth. I'm not no Democrat. I ain't got no tint or no taint on my vision. I'm seeing it what it is. You can't argue with no 3.8 GPA. I mean GPA. That might as well what it be, economic growth. Just like they can't argue with President Biden's 4.1 unemployment percent numbers. You can't argue with no 3.8% GDP economic growth and no business that making trillions. That's common sense. He making trillions. What's 3.4% of trillions? A whole lot of decimals. A whole lot of money. Ghost has got a lot of common sense, bro. I guess that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? You can't argue with that. But his job numbers, but he said we'll wait till 6 months. We'll see it in 6 months. Give me 6 months. I don't know why you don't just come out and tell the American people like, but I guess he don't want, I don't know what he got going on. He should just come out and tell the American people, y'all just give me a little bit more time for the trickle down. I got this. I know what I'm doing. Just come out and say that. I'm saying he needs to, you need to. That's how he ain't going to cross over to that Ronald Reagan until he need to. That's when he going to cross over, whenever he do that. The Democrats, they starting to look, they starting to like, they still be on them. They still cracking the skull, but they starting to see a different little light on a different side in a different tunnel. If some of y'all know. I think some of y'all on the Republican side, y'all can see it. That's why they posted all them good words. Them good words gonna keep coming if you listen to Ghost. If you listen to Ghost, you'll be the greatest president ever walked the face of the earth. That's a fact. It's not like he got a whole lot to do to get to that point. He in position to do that. He really is on a lot of ways. He already in that position, foreign, but to get to domestic politics in America is harder. Everybody gonna praise you as an American president overseas, especially if you're a billionaire. They all want favors from you. But I'm saying what in America, you got a bunch of billionaires, people with way more money than you, like Elon. He feel like he a slap president. He for real, he feel like he a big dog. So that's what I'm saying. In America, it's a lot harder, but I'm saying if you want to do that in America, telling you what to do. Call Hakeem. You call Hakeem, man, sure, you be cool. Like, you talking about all that stuff. You watch what happened. Hakeem a little cool little dude, nah. He'll talk to you, he'll fool, he know what he want, he a Democrat. You gotta know how to hustle and you gotta know how to talk. I know how to talk. He the opposition, who on the other side? Oh, Hakeem, he have been the first one I caught. If it was you, I can't say that though, because Speaker Johnson, I like Speaker Johnson too. Just real talk. As a human, yes, definitely. He definitely a dude I hang out with. Straight up, bro. He cool as a fan. He a Christian too. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't like a lame though. He be going to the games and stuff. But he look like he a real Christian though. I peep game, bro. I could read people. I be watching their mannerisms, watching when they talk and stuff like that. I just understand y'all don't have enough empathy. I be having empathy. I could understand stuff. You feel what I'm saying? I understand that, my man. Like he a Republican. That's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to be a Republican. You see what I'm saying? That's what they do. And this dude over here, he a Democrat, so he's supposed to be a Democrat. I understand that. I don't look at it like y'all, like people take like personal. I ain't because I'm an independent. That's why. But I like them. I can like. It's just the policy, and if the policies work, and I just look at the numbers and I listen to the people, and the poor people are not happy with your policy. I ain't talking about no Democrats who just opposing you, because they was doing that, and you started getting that and working that piece, and you keep working. You got to just type like he done all the diplomacy with Putin. The last thing he doing right now is like, yeah, ghost, y'all. You got to finish putting that neck in Putin. Putin turned into the Rocket Man, y'all. He got Putin desperate. Putin looking like Kim Jong-un. He launching nuclear weapons he not finna use. He launching nuclear weapons that he will not lose. So he over there looking like the Rocket Man. Just keep... Y'all remember the Rocket Man? Y'all seen the dictator Seth Rogen? Bro, go watch that. It's one of the funniest movies ever. Bro, look... Hey, just keep putting that thumb in Putin's neck, and then once you get peace in Russia, then that's the whole world stage. They all, and you a billionaire too, and all him and Scott B be talking about money, and he be having all these rich people, bro. He gonna buying, selling, and giving and trade. And he ending wars, and rumors of wars. I'm serious. That's what's up, bro. That's isn't that what they doing on the stock? Buying, selling, and giving in trade, new trade deals. And he peace deals in the wars, and rumors of wars. And when there's peace, a world peace. Hey, y'all, it's Big Ghost Rider, man. What we doing down here, man? Somebody said nothing's gonna trickle down. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Look, he said wages are increasing. He did that last time, but he's saying it's happening now. They might be projecting something. Let's see how that turn out. What I'm saying is I want to see the number of billionaires. I want to see the number of people with money increase. That's how it's going to trickle. Like what Elon got, like droplets. I'm talking about not tens of thousands, 20s of thousands jobs. You know, Elon do trickle down. How many people he hired at Tesla? He got people employed at Tesla that make six figures. You see what I'm saying? A lot of them, engineers. So he got his wealth do trickle down and create more wealth. And I understand that. But what I'm saying is I'm talking about trickle down. Cause you make Ghost a millionaire then, cause I don't even have wealth and my stuff always trickling. Not saying it in a bad way, I'm trickling it. I'm throwing the money like you give money like that's how I was raised though. You know how you in the hood, you come from what, but you gonna share half of your sandwich. I'm saying we did that with white boys. We'll share half our stuff. Jamie, my homie had some. My Mikey, my little brother, that's how we get down. We share everything. Even girls sometimes. Back then, we just share everything. So, I don't know, man. It's just, I understand President Trump. He from a different place than I'm from. He from a different generation than I'm from, but you know what I'm saying? I'll be understanding that too with the people that I talk to but a lot of us have, even being from different place, race, and generations, a lot of people within the same socio-economical, they have the same mentality, I guess Ghost, I kind of got lazy with the We the People when I first started. If I would have started on somebody like that, that's so sad. That's so sad. I'm going to get back to New York City. Listen at him. He got lazy with it. But you don't understand. I understand the work, man. You got to understand, at building a business, I put a lot of work. Listen to me. A lot of work. You got to understand that. It's the work that I'm putting in. Listen, I don't want to work 80 hours and take 6 months to get $4,000. You understand? I would rather work 10 hours and take 30 days to get $1,500. Because if I take 10 hours and work 30 days and get $1,500, then I know 10 more hours and 30 more days is another $1,500. And I feel like I'm winning doing that. And the kind of business I have, I need everyday revenue. Like I told my mama the other day, somebody was talking about how I need that money. I need quick money. The money, I got a case that I'll take 2 years on. I don't want to take 2 years on no other case I file. I got that one. And I got a potential second one. But I got a first one that I'll take 2 years on that I need 15, 20 racks on it. And I'll fight for that. It's worth fighting for. But I'm saying some little stuff like that, I'm not finna fight for no $4,000, bro. I guess I'm lazy. I'm not finna do all that work for no $4,000. I'm not doing that for $4,000. I know, look, the case at the top, you say permanent damage or not. The most you getting for that is gonna be $7,000. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. For that, you say permanent damage on my knee? Yeah. Permanent damage on what? My back? You talking about on the pinky that's still bending, that's still usable. That's still 85% usable. But you got permanent damage. The most you getting for that is $7,000. So to get the $7,000, you might end up having to go to trial. It's little bitty peanuts. You know how many documents you got to do so you get into discovery. Once you get into discovery, hold up, y'all. Once you get into discovery, I done already found the complaint. So he done answered. Now I'm filing more documents. It ain't nothing just one-offs and getting like little hearing one-offs. And I'm contacting the court. Them hours, that's work. That's work. Just like in the office, it's work. And then I'm saying, so after all that, he come back with discovery. You talking about doing discovery, this man. You want me to ask you what he asking for? He asking for your whole life story on paper. And he wants you to go dig and find it, and he gonna subpoena you. And at the same time I gotta do that, I'm saying I gotta file. I gotta do the same thing. So now I got 15, 20, and the police department, and this doctor bill, and this hospital bill. Bro, that's work. Hours and hours. And I've done that. I'm talking about I've seen one document pay $7,000. And I've seen 30 documents pay $4,000. You got to understand the game. I've seen 30 documents I've done on a case that paid $4,000, and I've seen one document pay $7,000. I've seen one document pay $4,500 before. Wasn't even my case. So I'm learning the game. So I'm looking at this case, and I know that at the max is 7 racks. That's max. How much time do I want to put in this to settle for $4,000? 30 documents. Because we in discovery now, and he's shooting. It's the game. He's shooting. It's time to go. It's time to dance. You want to dance? Let's dance. So I'm dancing, and so I done filed a document, and I'm filing the police, and I'm subpoena. You know, I'm issuing subpoenas everywhere. He working. So I'm saying he don't feel like, do I forget it's not that much money? And like, bro, I'm saying I'm not finna do all that, man. That's not being lazy, man, at all. I just understand the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got people who come on a live stream. I know you got to build for that. You got to build to that. And I build to where I am with my business, to where I'm not finna give you no 100 hours, man, for no less than no 15, 20 racks. If you see me ready to go document for document with somebody talking about filing appeals, talking about suing you 8 times, you know that I'm trying to get paid. Cause something like that, and the next thing I'm gonna just go to small claims court and just give me my money. That's what my next thing would have been, but that wasn't necessary. I'm not trying to like it. Then if I'm prosecuting a case, if I'm a prosecuted case, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to. It's got to be according to the wrong or the damage. I'm asking the judge or the court. So the judge or the court might look at this and he look at the medical and look at that and say, man, you need to, I know what he thinking. Y'all arguing with ghosts. I'm saying I'm weighing everything. Everything has a weight. You can't just be greedy and say, I want 15,000 off every case. I do need the most money I could get off of every case I file. The very most I do. And I be in positions because I have not achieved that level. And I understand, and maybe the practice, but this ain't the practice case. The practice case is the reason why I'm not in Mississippi right now. The practice case is the reason why I'm not at home. The practice case is the federal $76,000 case. Because I'm trying to get paid. I have to get paid for that. But something like this, bro, I'm saying this was just a mistake or error. They shouldn't have did it. But I'm saying, to me, I mean, I'm not in Texas no more. So if I filed that case, I'm saying like Governor Abbott and them, whoever could access whatever they could access whenever they want to access it. Brazos County, the district supervisors. So whatever's going on in their community, I put it on public record. It's not like they don't know that. So I'm saying that's not something for me to worry about and to handle. That's not. I'm just put it on record and get on down, bro. Do 2 or 3 documents. You know what I'm saying? That's over 100 an hour. I'm cool with that. I don't really be working anyway. What you call live streaming? How much I make live streaming? I give y'all 2 hours almost every day on this too. What I'm making doing that? I'm not complaining. So I'm saying if I do a couple hours on the computer, it's over 100 an hour. As an independent freelance paralegal, I'm happy with that. I'm thankful. Like I don't look at the situation as a one-off. It's work. That's how I look at it. Y'all looking at it like it's a Super Bowl. Like they look at it individual cases. I know somebody who has a case like that. You talking about $500,000 or $1 million? They writing it for $2 million. That's a Super Bowl. I don't have that. This case ain't no. You talking about medical bills that's less than $2,000-$3,000, or about $2,000 or $3,000. I got another case where medical bills probably about $4,000-$5,000. That's a little bit better of a Super Bowl. And a 4-time multiplier, that's like up over $20,000 case. Well, I'm talking about with the settlement, bare minimums. But I'm saying something like this, okay, you could have got 3, or you could have got 4, but you got 1,500. Be real. That for that 2,500 mean a lot, but it don't mean 6 months to a year. It don't mean that. It don't mean 6 months to a year. That's too much time. What's up, Mal? What's up, baby? Oh, you said how much for a membership? Is $3.99. You hit the button with the $sign in it, baby. And I would appreciate it if you did that for me, or if you wanted to continue to be a member. But she said, how much for a membership to the channel? Channel memberships, y'all, they start at $3.99. Y'all hit that button with that $sign in it, man. You know what I'm saying? I just jump on here, man, and I just be speaking my mind, speaking the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like my opinions, giving my arguments on politics, you know. sharing stories in my personal life that I try to use to help other people. You know what I'm saying? And always speaking the truth. I think that's the biggest thing, man. The biggest theme is just being a truth network, man. Just trying to stay on truth. Not stay on topic, stay on truth, man. You know what I'm saying? Do it with love in your heart, man. You know? For sure. So my Lewis, $3.99 now. I appreciate you guys if y'all choose to become members or stay members. Like we raised it up for about $1. You know what I'm saying? For those base memberships, been streaming for about a year, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I appreciate you guys. I know I promised to be off the vertical live feed, man. And I promise you, at the end of this tour, we're gonna do that. At the end of this tour, and you talking about some days. You know, I was gonna do it like in September to celebrate 1 year on streaming politics, but you know what I'm saying? Like trying to do that, and we were moving around, man. It's just that I just got not settled down, but I just at least stopped moving my feet. And in Connecticut, you know, you gotta let me catch up till I stop moving my feet, and I'm standing still in Connecticut. So since I'm standing still at the end of this month for Thanksgiving, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna start doing some indoor live streams. I'm gonna string them all for you guys. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do a week, you know, back to them indoor studio live streams. Not studio, but probably hotel like, you know what I'm saying? And then we'll probably do some studio live streams like towards the end of December. Something like that. But it just be Tuesday and Thursdays after we not touring. The every day like this is because I'm touring. I'm just supposed to be bringing y'all more content. But, you know, we going to New York City. The tour's supposed to be over. New York, I'm dragging it. Because New York City, after I touch New York City and do We the People 10 vlog, it's a wrap. No more tour. And I ain't trying to be outside no more either. It's getting cold out there. You know what I'm saying? Look at my girl Lori. Wow, she popped in the stream with that $5 donation. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. She says much love. She says good morning. How you doing? Miss Lori, I was in here talking about AOC, and I was talking about Bernie Sanders, and I was talking about how the progressives, man, they trying to take over the Democratic Party. Bernie said he had 1,000 candidates that he running in races all across America. He said they challenging Nancy Pelosi. Look at my girl Lori. She gave MC AK Tat. What's up? New channel membership. Miss Lori, I appreciate that. Y'all jumping in there and she giving a channel membership. Man, those channel memberships, that means so much to me because those people who become members of the channel, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like they are part of what I'm trying to build or trying to do. So Miss Lori is like a major contributor to the channel. She's a major supporter. You know what I'm saying? I've had and still have so many people that'll come in and they'll just contribute like that. Like Miss Lori, she does that all the time. Colin does that all the time. Brian C. does that all the time. Miss Lori says, we don't always agree, but I love your heart and I love yours too, Miss Lori. I'm going to pin that because that makes me feel so good. And I understand that, Miss Lori. I'm not gonna agree with everybody. Never will. We don't agree with our significant others about everything. It's about loving each other and that connection. And it's just when some people you make a connection with, Miss Lori, you make a connection. And that's all it is. Some people you do. That's why some people are your friends and some people are not, you know? And you can have friends that are Republicans. You can have friends that are Democrats. The people I get my best ideas from is the people that oppose me. That might sound weird, but it's facts. I get the best ideas that I use. Y'all hear me doing content like my stories and my vlogs effortlessly and all that stuff. Like that stuff come from people that oppose me. They give me, it makes me think like how I respond, and that response usually it creates great content. So yeah, like Miss Lori, like definitely people who don't I don't see. I still love the people I be talking. I still love them. I still love them though. I don't be hating nobody for real, for real. I'm just not that kind of person. I just ain't the person to hate people. Even the people that I'll slap, Miss Lori, I still be, I don't hate them really. I don't hate people like, I just ain't really like that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. She said, you working from home? You late? Yes, ma'am. Well, I'm sorry to have you late, and you finna get back to you finna head back to work, Miss Lori. But I thank you for stopping in and popping in and saying what's up, because I was finna get out of here too, and not too much longer either. So thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. She always showing love. She says, just helping you out. Home Depot is hiring $35 an hour just to wood in the back. Bro, listen, I worked at a place like I made $35 an hour. You feel what I'm saying? But it ain't no sense in hitting the clock. You gonna work for 2 days, or you can't work for 2 days. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it. Look, if for me to work $35 an hour, shoot, all that shit. I mean, I'm gonna get $40,000 in about 7-8 months. I'll pick up 20,000 before I get to the 7 or 8 months. Yeah, you just don't see it, and it's little and slow money. But I'm saying, like, that 40,000 you saying go to Home Depot, like, I'm gonna get that in one case in like 6-7 months. So I'm saying you'll go and get a head start and start working in 6 months. And if you could save 20,000 in 6 months and 4 months, some people, their life savings only $30,000. So in 6 months, I'm gonna come knock on your door and I'm gonna show you more money than you got in your life savings. Not trying to put you down or nothing. It's just the kind of game that we in. Who is this? Hey, you said you need my legal help. Wise, what's up? What's up? Who's that? Miss Lori says no dictation from home, making 30 to 60. Miss Lori, because you a baller, though. I wasn't talking about you, Miss Lori. You a straight baller. You a big baller, Miss Lori. You know what I'm saying? But you got a big hustle, though. A straight hustle. A good hustle. You know? And that's what I try to do too with the legal stuff. What's up, Ahmad? What you need, my boy? He said he need my help legal wise. What's going on, man? Don't be trolling either. Don't be trolling. If you got a question, put that question in there. But be for real, though. Okay, you said going through a divorce. What I'm saying, what's going? You trying to get a divorce, Ahmad? A lady asked me to help her do a divorce before, okay? She was an Asian lady. She came to me and she said she wanted to do a divorce. So after she talked me through whatever, yeah, I'll do it for you for free. Yeah. And after, I sat there and talked to her and cried and we spent the time. I made her take me to the dude and they ended up getting back together, though. They ended up, I think they still together, Ahmad. They in Houston right now. But she said she wanted to do a divorce. So, Ahmad, I'm saying I'll come through and I do whatever I need to do for you. But I'll try to, my thing is to try to resolve that, though. You want to keep them families together, boy. You know what I'm saying? Oh, she said, Miss Lori says they own their own wood business too. Yeah, Miss Lori, I know y'all hustling, man. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all out there getting that money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, Miss Lori? I need a partner. I got a little hustle, but like grow in time, I need a partner. That's what I need. That's all the difference. A lot of the people who are successful doing what I'm doing, they depend, not depend, but just somebody because I could hold my own weight. I'm saying, Miss Lori, what if you had somebody who they gonna bring the 40. They gonna drop the 40. It's gonna drop, just not like this dude going to work every week and he bringing home 1,000 a week or 800 a week. That's 45,000 over 52 weeks. If he bring 800 a week, that's 45 racks. I'm saying I don't go to work. I don't do that. I might bring 1,000 a month, but I'm saying what's gonna happen is I'm gonna come drop 10 here. I'm gonna drop 20 here, and then I'm gonna drop 15 here. There go my 45. I'm saying if I had a wife, you know what I'm saying, that's what I'm going to do. When the 20 racks, I'm going to just drop it on her. What's she going to say? That's 20 bands. I'm saying he bringing home his $800 a week. I'm going to bring 20 bands. I'm going to drop 20. When I come, I'm going to drop the whole 20. Well, he done worked 5-6 months. Well, here go my 20. You might not see me again for 5 or 6 months. But when I come back, I'm dropping bread. I'm saying I'm going to drop bread. I need to do that little small stuff to, you know, so I can make money on the small end so it could be a day-to-day basis so I pick up the little money. In the little cases like that, I'm learning. But I'm saying when I come, I got 40 racks I'm going to drop when I come. It's in 2026. I'm going to come on it just like I did in 2025. In 2026, that payday coming, boy. And it's going to be 40 bands. I'm going to come drop 40. Before I get to that 40, though, it's plenty of thousands to get to. I just don't get it like everybody else do. It don't come every weekend. I don't get it every weekend. That's why I had to get disability. I mean, I'm saying like you could punch it. If I went and punched a clock and I made 1,000 a week, and I get sold in half the year, what's that? 36,000 or less than that? 26,000 half a year. I'm saying, but what if I just leave and come back in 6 months and just drop the whole at one time? Just bam. That's how I wanted to get paid. That's why I started my business. I wasn't winning by getting paychecks every week. If you can only work 4 weeks and then you ain't getting no money, work for home didn't work for me either. That lasted 6 months. At least it lasted longer than a month. At least it lasted longer than a month. Lasts about 6 months work from home, but the same results. You working around people, your boss, me and the boss man. You see what I'm saying? So it just worked better for me, like, you know. Ahmad says he's in Harlem. What's your email? Look, I'm gonna try to type it right now. Hold up, Ahmad. Let me do it. Oh man. Oh yeah, I could do it. Hey, look at the poll, Ahmad. AmeliorateLegal@gmail.com. That's my email. If any of y'all have anything to do with legal advice, legal help, legal everything, that's my email. You can email me and I will email you back. But Ahmad, I could promise you that I will try my best to encourage two people if they're in a marriage, especially if you got children. It's of the utmost importance, man, for y'all to finish that love. Y'all just need to reignite your love. Some situations, and the love was never there, but with the lady, I talked to a lady in Houston. I remember that vividly. Since you say that about a divorce, it reminded me of a lady in Houston. She was a little Filipino. She was kind of cute. Not kind of. She was an attractive woman. I think she was like in her 40s. I mean, I looked at her and I could see myself like, you know, different. But yeah, she wasn't bad. And so when she was telling me her story and crying, you know what I'm saying? I told her I was going to do it for free anyway, pro bono. But if you know what I'm saying? Like, so what I did is I took her and I said, where your man at? Where your dude at? Oh, he run. What? Oh, he close? Oh, well, let's go talk to him. And I heard his side of the story. And when I heard his side of the story, I went back and talked to her, and I told her a couple words. That ain't what you want to do. I'm not saying that you in your situation are mod, and I'm going to talk to you, and you know what I'm saying? But I just like, you know, I believe as a Christian, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, I believe in them family, and I believe in them values. I believe in them morals. If you say till death do you part, I believe in that. If it couldn't be that, if it can't be that, it can't be that. But if you say till death do you part as much as possible, man, you gotta re-spark that love, man. I could re-spark love with I'm talking about these girls I wasn't even married to. I already know. It's a few of them, it's without a doubt. If I ever see you again, baby, you hear me? You hear me? Re-spark that love, baby. Hey, bro, it's Big Ghostwriter, man. Hey, Miss Lori, I appreciate you, sweetheart. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Miss Lori, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Miss Lori, look, though, y'all get that bread. I ain't hating on y'all getting that money. I gotta learn that hustle. That's all it is. The hustle that's meant for me, it's a paperwork hustle. I gotta get that balance. It's just about the right balance. Like I told my pops, cause he helped me build my business. And I told my pops that my biggest thing was that every day I never figured that out. That everyday dollar. Like you got attorneys, he got an escrow though. So I guess he got I'm never attorney, never was trained like, so I guess he got an escrow account. And with that escrow account, I guess that's how he balancing. Am I right or wrong, y'all? Isn't that how he balancing? You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, you win a $200,000 case, you really can't get paid off. I guess that's how you keep the money and run the... I don't know, but I just... that everyday hustle, that everyday pop. And not an everyday pop, you know, just thank the Lord in this situation that I'm in right now. I just got small cases so I could pick up some change. I could pick up 2,000. I could pick up 1,500. You know what I'm saying? Because I got to be able to pick that little bit of money up to be able to keep. You know what I'm saying? But y'all, I got a case, y'all, like I mean, I don't know what to say. Just got to keep hustling. Got to make the money. The goal, people think the goal, look, okay, so I said I was going to get stable or whatever like that, but it just didn't happen in Texas. You know what I'm saying? So I said, so it didn't happen in Mississippi. But I'm saying, really, to me, the goal, like, was the bread. That was my goal. I was telling numbers. I was saying that I was going to do it, but I still going to do it. I just didn't want to do no apartment. I want to buy something. You see what I'm saying? But the goal was the numbers, having the amount of bread, acquiring the bread. So, like, to me, the goal is the bread, is to grab the bread. The bread gonna bring what I need or gonna put me in a position what I need. 40 racks at one time, I could do some stuff. You could buy some stuff. I'm saying, you see, I got a car. I mean, I paid off the last one. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm gonna go buy a 2025 Range Rover this time, y'all. I think, you know, this car probably nice enough for me to just stay in the same car. And you know, with 40,000, that's a lot of money. So you know I'm gonna be super duper straight because I'm gonna buy something that is worth money. A lot. Not no $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 car. It's gonna be something. So I'll be all right. Just getting to that point. You know what I'm saying? The hustle ain't to get a check every week. The hustle is to get a check every month or to get a check every 6 months or once a year or get a bunch of once a year checks. If you could get a check of once a year of 20, I'm talking about like, you know, you get 20 here, 20. Now this year you got 20 and 40. I'm talking about two different checks. Get a $20,000 and a $40,000 check. Two separate times. You might do some struggling in between the checks, but when that money comes, though, you gotta think that's 40 racks. When that 40 racks hit, it's men who've been hustling, working for the last 15 years, own houses, and all they got is 20,000, 25,000 in the bank. That 40 racks hit, that's heavy. That 40 racks heavy, and it's coming, and it's gonna hit. That kind of money, you can make movement in your life. I'm not saying changing your life like that's $1 million, but it'll do you some good now. Miss Lori say, Ghost, remember, I do not like what people do. I just do what they do. Easy peasy. I feel that, my baby. Ahmad says, no, she wasn't a Christian. I am, but she's not a Christian. That's cool. That's cool. You're manifesting your future. Miss Lori, I'm attempting to. I'm trying to, man. But it's not just about me, the hustle to where I could do the documents. It's not just about the hustle for the, it's about justice too. I don't want to sound generic, or I don't want to sound fake or say, oh yeah, he's saying he fight for justice. He ain't about no money. Yeah, because I need to make money too. But it's about, I have to have a purpose. The purpose is going to not make me quit, Miss Lord. I know myself. If I'm just going to ride a forklift, you see what I'm saying? And I'm just like not saying now I quit because I didn't. The money was good. But I'm saying if it wasn't the situation that happened and it was like my 6th year at Tesla, I'm gonna get bored of that. I did that at Walmart 7 months, bruh. Like, you know, I can't keep focused either. Some situations. So even if it's not against me and they like laying the carpet to do as long as you can, I've been in situations like that where they supported me in the job, like where that's why I'm saying work at home, they supported me, and it's still like I just get bored. I can't take it. I'm depressed now. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying that situation in 27 years, it didn't. So for me, like I knew that for me to do, if you got a purpose in what you're doing. If you feeding homeless, that's something I probably have never quit. Because when I wake up in the morning and I think I want to quit, I'm going to think about them people who need me. When I don't want to do them, I'm going to think about that wrong that he did. When I have a thing to where I could lose focus, ADHD. But when I notice if it's a purpose in what I'm doing, I never lose focus. It's like somebody robbed you and your job, your 9 to 5 is to get him back from robbing you. You know you're going to wake up every day energized. Some people don't understand this. But for a person like me who got a free spirit and who will be in New Mexico tomorrow, ain't no way he going to New Mexico and meow, he got stunned. People who know me. Somebody who like that, even if I'm in New Mexico, the fact he did me wrong, that's going to make me focus. I'm not quitting that. But if you give me a job where it's something like, okay, like vlogging, the only reason Legal War is loud because I quit politics, but it's that he done me wrong. That he done me wrong is enough to where I could do it for years. It's just so many factors that I learned myself. I mean, like, the problems that I have, and this cures or conquers the problems that I have. It's just, I got to be more quick with what I'm doing. I move too slow sometimes. It's not that I'm lazy. And Pops told me this before too, that it's like almost procrastinate. Mama told me that. It's like I put too much thought process into formulating the game plan. I got to be more crisp with the moves. I make the right moves and they winning moves, but the lack and the slowness in the move is what causes me to sometimes be in compromising positions. Cause I gotta be quicker with the move and more precise with it. Not the case, not how I'm litigating. I'm talking about in my personal life whenever I'm gonna do certain things. Like when I was in Michigan in Portage, like I didn't even know if I was gonna stay there, leave, or nothing. Like I was finna quit the tour. Like, oh yeah, the tour go to New York, or really it was supposed to be Philly and DC, the whole East Coast. That's what I'm saying. I get in a situation, y'all, I got the disability. So for me to overcome that, like this right here, I'm not going to quit this. Because I know he did me wrong. And every time, like that complacency or whatever, laziness, whatever you call it, every time that goes to manifest, he did me wrong takes over. And however I don't feel like doing nothing, you going to pay for that money. Because you did me wrong. You see what I'm saying? So that's why this works for me, to where it's something that's been 3 years and it's going to be 4 years and it's going to be 5. I ain't never quit it. And so you could add a little, it's got to be a little purpose or meaningfulness to what I'm doing too. You know what I'm saying? If it's not that purposeful, you know what I'm saying? Okay, all right, Miss Lori, take it easy, baby. Ahmad, you got my email address, you know what I'm saying? So you guys could reach out. You know what I'm saying? It's about 2 hours and 17 minutes, man. We've been streaming, man. You know what I'm saying? I just want to say, man, I appreciate y'all's support today, man. Real talk. What's today? Wednesday? You know what I'm saying? Y'all came in here, man, and y'all showed me some love, and I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. I love every last one of y'all. I promise I do. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about Prop 50, y'all. So there's so much coming up in next week. You got the Virginia. You got, is it Maryland? I know it's Virginia. I think it's Maryland. No, I'm sorry. You got Virginia and you got New Jersey and they governor's races. And the Democrats winning in both races. And then you have Mamdani, and that is in New York City, and he winning, he's a progressive. And then what else you got? You know what I'm saying? You got some stuff coming up. Prop 50. That's what we talking about tomorrow. That's why I'm talking about the Democrats. To me, it only makes sense. It's what's going on in the news. You know what I'm saying? In politics, that's the feeling of the move I'm feeling. So you got Prop 50, which is Illinois and Chicago and other states are trying to counter the Republicans. They trying to redistrict. So the Democrats, either they gonna fight or they gonna lay down. So that's what Prop 50 is. In California, it's up to the California voters. President Obama, Governor Newsom, they mounting up in Cali trying to get Prop 50 to counter Texas redistricting them 5 seats. And then Illinois too. So that's what we're talking about tomorrow. Prop 50 and Governor Newsom. That's on Thursday. And then on Friday, because tomorrow President Trump is going to meet with Xi Jinping, the Chinese president or prime minister, whatever they call him, the Chinese leader. He the head dude in charge. He meeting with Xi on Thursday. It's going to be a historic meet. He's trying to get Xi to stand against Putin too. So what I'm going to do is after they meet, I'm going to listen to Fox and them, of course, CNN and them, MSNBC, how they break it down. And then I'm going to hear what President Trump has to say about the meeting. I'm sure Scott B and them going to be talking about money, but I'm going to be listening hard for President Trump, y'all, to get that Russian oil cut so you could try to get Xi to, really in Putin so y'all could get that over with too. Because if you could end those 2 wars, I'm saying maybe you could focus more on domestic policies, you know what I'm saying, and helping the poor, because that's what we need to focus on. Y'all, that's my time, man. I'm a Christian. Miss Lori, like I said, I love you. Ahmad, I gave you my email address. I appreciate you guys. Monique, y'all love and support. Thank you. Brian C., you've always supported, man, from day one for over a year, man. Thank you guys so much. I love every last one of y'all from the bottom of my heart. Guys, I'm a Christian, man. I believe Jesus suffered, bled, and died on the cross for my sins, and I believe he saved me. He'll save you too. All you got to do is just go to a quiet room, this simple, and pray. Let them know that you believe. Ask him to forgive you of your sins. You know what I'm saying? Let him know that you understand that Jesus' death, Jesus died on the cross, and his sacrifice, his blood, paid for your sins. That's what a pardon is with God. He won't just let you go free. You had to die for your sins, but Jesus paid the price. That's the gospel, the good news. You don't have to pay as long as Jesus' blood is on you. That's what I believe. So on August of 2018, I asked Jesus to forgive me of my sins. I asked him to save my soul from hell. And I know and I believe he saved me. You can have the same thing in salvation. After you get saved, you just simply live out your salvation. That's all you got to do, and you live it out by following Jesus, how he lived. That's why they call Christians. Once you have that relationship with God, man, all the problems I go through, me building and my life and doing all these other things, and all the confusion and friction and the inner turmoil, man, when I go through all that, man, I put it on the feet of Jesus. I get on my knees and I pray. I got that relationship with him. I let Jesus know what I'm going through, my problems. I put them burdens on him. And when I get up and I walk away, man, I don't even worry about it no more. I don't even think about it no more. I wake up every single day, bro, and the very first thing I say, I'm so thankful to God. I told y'all this yesterday. I'm going to tell you this today. I'm going to tell you this tomorrow. It don't matter how many blessings I get, bro. I'm always going to be thankful to God. I'm always going to be grateful, whether I have nothing or whether I have a lot. I wake up every day. The first thing I say, Nikki Haley, since I read that, I'm going to shout you out every time. This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Hey, look, Nikki Haley, she said that, man. We got to keep our eyes on you. You know what I'm saying? She running for, I remember last time, man, like when she was running, bro, I was so fond on her for real. I was like not hating on President Trump, really, but like I don't know. It's just like I feel like she's just like a common sense Republican, like that Marco Rubio generation. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if y'all got JD Vance and y'all got, you got Marco and whoever gonna be on that side with them, President Trump, Don Jr., you gotta throw Don in there too. You gonna assemble a team of young Republican stars. Whoever you choose to lead them, Marco, I think y'all gotta put Nikki on the team, man. You gonna put females on the team, bro, but you gotta put Nikki on that team, man. You have to put Nikki Haley on that team, bro. You got to, man. But that being said, y'all, I'm out, man. Tomorrow, Prop 50, Governor Newsom, we saluting you. Former President Obama saluting you. Then we talking about President Trump. Well, not only saluting him, we talking about the importance of, or whether California redistrict, if it's right or wrong. And then we going to talk about President Trump's meeting with Xi. That's going to be tomorrow. Y'all, that's my time. I love y'all. I'll see y'all later. I thank y'all. 8 a.m. Eastern time, Miss Laurie. I'm out, sweetheart. Miss your face.